Chapter 6 Season 2 just dropped yesterday, and it's already looking like one of the craziest seasons ever. There's so much new stuff to talk about, from the insane new weapons to the game-changing items and the places to land, so I'm here to break it all down for you and help you figure out the best meta for this season. Whether you're an aggressive player who loves pushing everything or a passive player who likes to chill and play for placement, I've got you covered. So let's dive right into it. First off, let's talk about the new weapons because, oh boy, they're wild. The Collateral AR is the star of this season's show. If you're an aggressive player who loves getting in people's faces, this is your go-to weapon. It shreds through builds and health like butter, and it's perfect for those intense close-range fights. The only downside, the clip runs out super fast, so you'll be reloading a lot. But trust me, it's worth it for the damage output. The gun is a must-have if you're the type of player who loves to push and take fights early. It's especially deadly in build fights because it can tear through walls and hit your opponents before they even have time to react. Just make sure you're carrying enough ammo because you'll be reloading after every fight. Next up, we've got the bat and the Sub-Zero Kung Fu thingy. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of either. The bat is kind of fun for trolling your teammates and launching them into the zone, but it's not something you'll want to carry every game. It's more of a meme weapon than anything else. As for the Kung Fu thing, it's just meh. It's not terrible, but there are way better options for your loadout. If you're looking for something to fill that melee slot, you're better off sticking with a shotgun or even a pistol. These two weapons are fun to mess around with, but they're not going to help you win games. Now, let's talk about the Smoke Med Mist. This thing is a game changer. It's one of the coolest items they've added in a while, and I highly recommend carrying it. It's perfect for quick heals and repositioning in fights. If you're playing duos or trios, make sure at least one person on your team has it. Trust me, it will save your life. The Smoke Med Mist not only heals you, but also creates a smoke screen that can confuse your enemies and give you time to reset, and heal your teammates as well. It's especially useful in endgame situations where you need to heal quickly and get back into the fight. If you see one, grab it immediately, because you can hold two. Oh, and don't forget about the scanner and the updated Chug Jug. The scanner makes it way easier to find enemies, and the Chug Jug is now one of the most efficient ways to heal in Fortnite. If you see one, grab it. The scanner is perfect for scouting out enemies and planning your next move, while the Chug Jug is a must-have for any loadout. It gives you full health and shields, which is huge in late game situations. And these two items are absolute game changers, and you'll want to have them in your inventory whenever possible. Even though they're harder to find, the scanners you can find basically anywhere. Now that we've covered the new stuff, let's talk about the loadouts in each type of player. Whether you're aggressive, passive, or somewhere in between, I've got the perfect loadout for you. First of all, aggressive players. If you're the type of player who loves pushing everything and getting up close and personal, here's what you should run. Your primary weapon should be a Collateral AR. This thing is a beast for close range fights. Secondary weapon is the Centennial Pump Shotgun. Perfect for those quick edits and one-shot kills. It's basically just like a regular pump. And heals, minis and big pots, or minis and med mist if you can't find big pots. Next is movement, and launch pads or the bat. The bat gives you that little sprint buff, which is nice for pushing, but this loadout is all about speed and damage. You'll be able to melt through builds and take down enemies before they even know what hit them. The Collateral AR is your main weapon for shredding through builds and dealing massive damage off the start, while the Centennial Pump is perfect for finishing off enemies in close range fights. Make sure you're carrying plenty of heals because you'll be taking a lot of damage in these aggressive fights, and launch pads are a must-have for quick rotations and pushing enemies, but if you can't find them, the bat is a decent alternative. Alright, next is defensive/passive players. If you're more of a chill player who likes to play for placement and avoid as many fights as possible or last to the end game, here's what you should run. Your primary weapon should be the Scope Burst AR or the Twister AR, which are great for long range fights. Your secondary weapon should be the Centennial Pump. Once again, it's still the best shotgun in the game. Heals should either be big pots and minis or white heals, and you'll need these for playing edge of zone. And your movement should be launch pads for quick rotations. This loadout is all about staying alive and picking off enemies from a distance. You'll be able to hold your ground and make it to the end game without too much trouble. And the Scope Burst AR is perfect for picking off enemies from a distance once again, same with the Hollow Twister AR. And if you want to, you can use the Silenced Pistol. It's great for quick and accurate shots, and close range and long range. I can even do a good amount of damage from long range with the pistol. Launch pads are great for quick rotations and getting out of sticky situations that I know a lot of you passive and defensive players will get yourselves into. Alright, passive aggressive players. If you're the type of player who likes to switch between aggressive and passive playstyles, here's what you should run. Your primary weapon should be the Collateral AR or the Suppressed Pistol, or even the Hollow Twister AR. And all of these are great for different situations. Your secondary weapon should still be the Centennial Pump Shotgun. You can't go wrong with the shotgun. Your heals should be minis and med mist, or minis and Chug Jug if you're lucky, and the movement, launch pads, obviously the bat is second best alternative. This loadout gives you the flexibility to play both styles depending on the situation. You'll be ready for anything. The Collateral AR is perfect for aggressive pushes, while the Hollow Twister is great for picking off enemies from a distance. The Centennial Pump is still the best shotgun in the game, like I've gone over every single time, so make sure you have one in your loadout. And The heals are very crucial. That's why I said minis and chug jug. So make sure you're stocked up on them. Launch pads, once again, you'll need these. These are a need this season. There's no movement besides cars, and I'm pretty sure in tournaments, the only movement is gonna be launch pads. So you're gonna need launch pads the entire season for rotations. All right, now let's go to team loadouts for duos and trios. If you're playing duos or trios, you wanna make sure everyone on your team has a specific role. And here's how I recommend setting it up. Your supporter. The supporter should focus on heals and long-range mid weapons. Here's what they should run. Primary weapon should be the scoped AR, hollow twister, or mammoth pistol, which is great for storm surge. They can even run the sniper if they're really good with the sniper. Once again, pump shotgun. Use it for close range. Your heals should be med mist, chug jugs, and minis. You're basically the team medic, and since you'll have 3 slots because someone else will be carrying launch pads unless you are, then you can hold 3 slots of heals. Next is the IGL. The IGL should run a passive-aggressive loadout. So run what I told you for the passive-aggressive loadout. Use either a hollow twister or a pistol or the collateral AR, Centennial pump shotgun once again, and whatever heals. I mean, with 3 people or 2 people, you should have all different heals, so there's no problem with this. And then Fragger, you should have the aggressive loadout, so you should have the collateral AR, the pump shotgun, lots of quick heals, so med mist or minis, and I mean, if you want to carry movement, you can, but you can also carry a mammoth pistol and a sniper if you're really good with those. Of course, these are just recommendations, and if you have a player who's really good with a specific weapon, let them use it. The most important thing is to play to your team's strengths. All right, now we're gonna go over the best landing spots and looting tips. Now that we've covered loadouts, let's talk about where you should land and how to loot efficiently. This season, the new POIs are where it's at. Here's why. The Gold River. This area gives you an insane buff for movement, farming, and breaking builds. It's on the outer part of the map, so it's perfect for playing edge of zone, plus there are geysers nearby for quick rotations. Next is the construction, trucks, and mines. These spots are loaded with metal. Breaking one of these little rock areas in this area will give you at least 100 metal, which is the easiest material to farm this season. If you land here, you'll have max mats in no time, especially with the gold buff. And if you're more of a passive player, you want to land on the outskirts of the map. These areas are less contested, like the older parts from chapter 6, just regularly, and you'll want to land on these so you can loot up and play for placement without having any trouble, because I know all the new POIs will be contested. And don't forget about the golden chug splashes. These things are OP. If you can find 6 of them, you'll be set for the entire game. They're good for rotations, farming up, everything. All right, medals and mythics, are they worth it? All right, let's be real. The medals this season are kind of trash. The floating islands are still important though for height advantage, but the medals themselves aren't that great. The speed medal might help you when you're in a pinch, or the shield medal might help you when you're getting sprayed, but it's not worth risking your life for. The real game changers this season are the mythic weapons, and here are the top 4 you should be going for. The Baron Mammoth Pistol. It has 2 shots. It is 179 damage body shot, close range, like 80 to like 150 far range. It's really good. Next is the Mythic Suppressed Pistol, which you can get in one of the armored trucks. It's really good. Next is the Mythic Twister AR. This AR is absolutely insane. We saw it last season. It shreds through everyone. Every pro that has it just shreds anyone. And then, of course, the Mythic Centennial Pump Shotgun. It will 1-pump your opponents. You can go for insane clips, get 1 pumps, get lucky, and get out. These weapons are absolutely broken, and they'll give you a huge advantage in fights. If you see one, grab it ASAP. All right, before I wrap this up, here are a few final tips to help you dominate this season. Always carry movement items. Launch pads, that's literally it. I mean, the bat might give you that little buff, but you'll want launch pads the entire season. Next is play to your strengths. If you're better with a specific weapon, use it. Don't feel like you have to stick to the meta or what I or any other YouTuber tells you. Next, communicate with your team. If you're playing duos or trios, make sure everyone knows their role and what they're supposed to be doing. And last, don't sleep on the golden chug splashes. These things are OP and will save your life in endgame. Just anytime, you can get so many materials with them, it's crazy. And that's it. That's everything you need to know about chapter 6 season meta. Whether you're an aggressive player, a passive player, or someone I don't know, yeah, choosing back and forth, it's weird. I hope this guide helps you out and you can dominate the season. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Please use code NOTFLOW in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to help support me. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below your favorite weapon of the season. I love you all once again. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace, guys.